Good morning, ladies, lads, lovers, and welcome back to the guide. Oh my god, it feels so good to be back. With our vision on the long run, today I'd like to hopefully kick off a brand new tradition that'll become a staple in this world. It's a little tradition called an Update Day episode. Over the course of today, we'll be diving into Minecraft's newest update at the time, which is Minecraft 1.21.2. From bundles to farming upgrades to even more, we've got a lot to do today. Oh, but first a scammer, a wandering scammer, how in the world? And you bring a kitten too, adorable, adorable. I don't have fish farm yet, but a wandering scammer, nothing quite interesting on the menu here today. I was hoping for maybe Pale Garden Sapling, but fine, valid. Now our big update today. Wait a second, where in the world did my beautiful cape go? Who stole it? Gosh, you leave your world for just a little bit of time and they take everything from you. You can't even have your cape anymore. This is despicable. Minecraft 1.21.2, you've seen all of the videos on it. It's a big update. Our adventure today begins at the local food depository. Only this time, it's not for the fresh meats we need to stack up a little bit more on. Instead, it's for the juicy leather. Minecraft 1.21.2 is known as the Bundles of Bravery drop. When it comes to the bravery, well, I was gonna say that there's no way that we could check it out, but actually there is a way, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll be able to find it by the end of today's episode. The bundle. The major namesake of the name, this feels like a monumental moment. Minecraft Guide Season 3, that saga was taking place inside of the Nether update, kind of leading into the Caves and Cliffs era, and the bundle, it's like an emotional moment, I can't lie. We actually finally have the bundle inside of a guide world that it doesn't feel like it was ever going to happen. Also, come with me. Ooh, now our bundle. Best practices for the bundle. There are so many different things that we could do with this thing. For example, a torch. We condense it down. Iron. We condense it down. And okay, I'll admit it. Being limited at one stack of items and considering the items that I usually carry in my inventory, a stack of coal, a stack of iron. I don't even know how useful this thing is going to be for me in my world. But I take it back. I think it'll actually be decently useful. The best color of the bundle. There is one answer to that question. We need to turn it into it. The yellow bundle, the new staple of the inventory. Down below, I need to know a name for the bundle. This name, it could be literally anything. A strong sibling of things like Arthur, Multiplier, and yes, Diamond Shovel. So of course, the big thing for the bundle is condensing down your inventory and saving a little bit of space. If you have something like, say, an infinity bow and you need an arrow, well, now I'm realizing that the arrow can't be in the bundle. So my big idea doesn't work. Our biggest move that we could do here is save one of these inside of our inventory. And if we have like extra random things, we're gonna want to condense them down inside of it. But that's not the only great use we could use for the bundle in our world. Cactus. With a little bit of cactus, we can get our hands on green dye. With a little bit of green dye, we can go ahead and get our hands on lime dye. And lime dye, at least to me, in my head, it's got one gigantic connotation. Now for this one, carrots, carrots, carrots. I don't believe that I have any carrots over here, but I do have the gold. Bonzo, boy, why do you keep jumping off of everything? Your pathfinding was never like that before. Did they change dog pathfinding in this update? That's quite terrible. What are you doing? Potions. They're a big aspect of Minecraft. Inside of my world, I don't typically use a whole ton of potions, but there is one certain type of potion that I always love the idea of having queued up, ready to go, and on deck. Bonzo boy, you can't be trusted running around the island today. You're gonna have to wait in the building. Oh, wow, look at this farm. It looks so good. Over time, I've slowly turned this farm from a crop farm into what is essentially an ancient, rare flower machine. It's great. I gotta harvest it soon. But potions here. For the potion that I'm dreaming of making, we need to get our hands on a little thing called a golden carrot. Now, alongside that carrot that is golden, well, there are a couple of other things that we're going to want to probably have on hand. Maybe a tiny bit of blaze powder, definitely a brewing set. The other thing that I'm going to need here, and I definitely have some inside of this world, I just don't know if I ever really moved any over here, which now that I think about it, that's kind of crazy. Did I genuinely, when I moved over here, never move a single, like, loose piece of nether wart? Wow. Well, with that, it's off on an adventure for us. What the? What? No. Why is there a hoglin? Why are there two hoglins inside of here? And wait, shouldn't they be instantly aggro to me? What is the... What are they doing? Hoglin friends, are you my friends now? I thought you inherently, instinctually just hated me. Or at least you should. Your pathfinding has been ruined. Don't you hate me? I thought you... Oh, yeah. Maybe you do. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now it hates me. Now it realized. They realize that I'm here and they hate me, but then they don't at the same time. What are you afraid of? This chicken. The door woman is scaring you, huh? Okay. Well, I hope I'm not going to regret leaving them living. One small skip across the pond later, and maybe, if we're lucky, we can find another part of this update. The salmon that spawn across the river inside of my world, they should all be different sizes now. In different sizes, oh, for sure. We've got a couple tiny ones and some quite large ones, too. The largest salmon in the world, you, my friend, over there, you look pretty big. In fact, wow, look at that thing. That salmon is bigger than me. That's insane. You're coming home with me. Thank you. Another cool new little thing here that we're going to be able to find in the world is the water bubbles. I love those. And then occasionally, we won't be able to farm them or anything. I was really dreaming of an ink sac farm in this update, but baby squid. I don't know if we're going to have any baby squid here. They'll be able to spawn randomly. But man, you tell me how beautiful an ink sac farm would have been. Netherwort. I should totally harvest all of this stuff. It's all ready to go and absolutely bring some of this back home. I can't believe I don't have any at the main base. While we're here, though, in the safety of dry land inside a night division potions, they're one of my favorite potions in the entire game. We could use bundles to essentially condense what is going to be a bunch of potions eventually down into one single slot right here. Now, every ingredient for a night vision potion is going to begin with a brewing sand and a little bit of fuel. Now, to actually make that potion, we need to get our hands on a little bit of water bottles, but big problem, they don't stack there. And the other problem, something like an awkward potion that does nothing, that's also not a stacking potion. So to get around that, if we queue up just a couple of glass bottles inside of this thing, we'll be good to go. After that, we would need an awkward potion, which is netherwort, and then last but not least, we would need golden carrot for the proper night vision potion. By queuing up all of these different ingredients inside of a bundle, maybe keeping it on deck inside of the inventory, or... Whoa! Watch it! No! You watch it! You just stop it! No! You leave me alone! I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! I didn't want to do this, but I had a feeling that it wasn't going to work out for us. Oh, it was terrifying. It was so scary. Get me home. Aha, anyways, by keeping this bundle inside of my inventory, or even better, queued up inside of the ender chest, then I'm essentially always going to have at least like 9 night vision potions on it. Now, the ender chest is another great use for the bundle. It's not a terrible idea to slide into your ender chest, and depending on what you like to keep inside of that thing, maybe say these extra logs, go ahead and add a bundle to your ender chest and condense it down if possible. By having that bundle just inside of the ender chest kind of queued up, waiting, I'll be able to slide into the ender chest to dump it into the bundle and condense things down, just like that. Now, my final application for the bundle today here inside of our survival world involves storage. Let's say we had a storage chest, kind of like the red zone one, where I have a bunch of random things, but probably not usually like a stack of hooks, a stack of levers. Well, I could condense those things that are similar to red zone that I want to like keep in the red zone chest. I could condense them down into a bundle that I keep in this chest that'll keep this space a little bit more free for, say, like the main thing here, the star of the show, the redstone. Alright, big salmon bucket. Remind me later, you guys. We're gonna have to build a proper containment for that, buddy. For now, though, using the tiny bit of soul sand that I have, I genuinely can't believe I don't have more. Let's move on. Next stop of the day, Operation Save the Bees. Inside of this update, the bees, their AI, their pathfinding, it has gotten much improved. The bees over here, they've all kind of gone like haywire and missing. It sounds like I maybe have some bees in there. And technically, I have a way to check. I didn't bring any of the Silk Touch tools with me, and I don't think it's really worth it. But I could go ahead and Silk Touch those things and find out for real. Sliding into our update world to check this one out, because I don't really feel like disturbing my bees peace in the survival world here. We've got a brand new UI for the bees. If I had a bee nest like this one, or say this one, and I Silk Touched it, I picked it up with honey inside of it, well, thanks to this clean new UI, I would now know. And same thing is going to go for the bees too. If I have bees inside of a beehive, well, the UI will tell me. But when it comes to bee updates, that's not all that we have inside of this update. The bees AI and just pathfinding, brains in general, has gotten much improved and much needed updates. Basically, bees are some of the most annoying mobs in the game if you want to keep them out, and if you want to, you know, let them live and experience a life that is relatively similar to their natural state out in the wild. Well, they could basically wander for too long or too far away, and then, well, I hate to say it, but just despawn. I'm hoping here, thanks to this extended wander time, that maybe we could repopulate the bees over at that central farm. This one's kind of still all up to the bees, though. Absolutely on the to-do list still. We need to build some kind of contained bee farm ASAP, because the lads mean a whole lot to me, but I'm sick of it. I'm done with them wandering away and disappearing forever. Like, look at this thing. It's trying to get to the bee nest. How do you still get stuck on this pathfinding? I thought they made your pathfinding better. Come on, dude. Come on. Farms. They are one of the most important things to have in all of Minecraft. In the last episode, we ran around our world and checked out some farms that were improved in 1.21. In this episode, well, every single farm that is automatic, you name it, anything that runs on its own inside of your world, well, it's been improved inside of this new update. Ingredients, materials. In order to build one of these fancy new contraptions, a chunk loader, all you're gonna need to have your hands on. Ender pearls, get some of those. If you wanna make it fancy, a trapdoor. Soul sand, I can't believe I don't have very much, but I think I'll be able to make it work with what I have. And then maybe to make my life a little bit easier today, because we will need water sources as well, a tiny bit of kelp. But seriously, for this one, you don't need very much. Bonzo, boy, stop jumping off the stairs. Stop. Hey, by the way, I need to go out and maybe source a little bit more soul sand to really get the full vision here, but I was thinking, what if maybe we had just a little bit of netherwort growing next to this building? I can't put any plants here anyways, it'll burn down, but maybe like a little bit of soul soil and sand mixed in here with the netherwort, finally get rid of the ugly grass and maybe make it fit in a little bit more. Alright, so this all gets a bit technical here, but Minecraft, your world is made up of chunks. We know it, we love it. These chunks are going to be loaded while you are near these chunks, and typically only while you are near these chunks. That means something like, say, my iron farm right here, or maybe my dripstone farm right there, a farm that is so slow, so ideally, you want to have this thing running as often as possible. Well, anytime I'm not inside of these chunks, well, anytime I'm away from home, not inside of these chunks, or even just far away at maybe like the other side of home, all the way across the canyon, these chunks aren't necessarily loaded, and if they're not loaded, the farm is not running. Now, brand new meta when it comes to automatic farms here. So I don't know if I really followed this one, but oh, look at that. Coincidentally, I did. When you're setting up an automatic farm nowadays, like going forward from this update on, it might be beneficial of you to like take a look at the chunks here and make sure you situate your farm fully inside of a chunk. I'm looking at this dripstone farm right here, the farm that I really care about, and it looks like, for the most part, the farm is fully inside of one chunk, which means all that I need to do is build a simple loader inside of this chunk, and it'll always be active. Like forever. Chunk loader. Step number 1, grab your materials. Step number 2, locate a farm that is ideally inside of one singular chunk that you want to have loaded in all the time. After that, we're gonna need to find a spot inside of that same chunk that is maybe, say, tucked out of the way. I could build it inside of the building here. I don't necessarily need to see it. Or alternatively here, I have a bunch of beautiful decorations sitting around here. I think with a little bit of tiny adjustments, like maybe, I guess I could move the bed out of the way. I want this little thing that I'm setting up here to stay in this same chunk as I have the actual farm, but maybe move the bed. I'll put it back later. Place some bamboo down. I was thinking a yellow one, that could be cool. Strip that, that'll look nice. Next up right here, I'm gonna place a trapdoor on top of this thing, and I'm gonna have it placed in a way so that when I like close it, it will cover this thing. Now right here, I'm gonna need a specific depth. This depth doesn't need to be very much. Right now I have a depth of 1. We're gonna need to add 7 more to that number. I think this thing is gonna tear through it. It's gonna be almost impossible to do with this shovel. To make this step of the build a little easier, we'll dump some water so we can get down and dig. Now our 8 block depth with this one, technically not essential. Go about 8 or so blocks. For a fancy version of a chunk loader, here we go. We've got a trapdoor sitting up on the ground right here. Then I've got a pit that is 8 blocks deep. All the way down to the bottom of this thing, as you can see, I've got 1 piece of soul sand. Next up, what I'm going to want to do here is dump a water bucket all the way at the top of this thing, right next to where the trap door is going to open and close. Then I'm going to go ahead and jump down into this thing, and with kelp, plant it and grow it all the way up to the surface. After we're done with the kelp, you go ahead and break it, and then just like that, we've turned our whole situation here into an impossible to access bubble column on the bottom. The very final thing that I'm going to need to do here to activate this thing fully is throw an ender pearl into this thing. Now, if I built this thing right, I throw an ender pearl down, it never reaches the bottom. But I need to stand on this thing just right to be sure that the ender pearl doesn't pop back up and hit the trap door. Because whenever I want to turn this chunk loader off, all I'm going to need to do is flick the trap door closed. I'm going to hit the trapdoor, and the ender pearl is gone. But while I want this chunk loader to stay active, and therefore my beautiful dripstone farm, I need to make sure that an ender pearl is bobbing up and down inside of this thing at all times. Oh, I mean, that's crazy. I just got harvested. I've never heard that before. I mean, it's not due to the chunk loader, but it doesn't hurt that there's a chunk loader there, right? That's wonderful. Realistically, this is something that could be beneficial to have in your every farm in your world. Your mob farm, your automatic killer bamboo farm, an iron farm too. Heck, that'd be a great move. But for me here in my world, there is one singular other farm that I really care about having loaded because its efficiency. I mean, if I could make this thing more efficient, or at least guarantee that it's always going to be ready to be harvested at any time, well, that's going to be a geode farm. And so this design that I have down here, I kind of have it quite full. There's not really going to be an easy spot that I could work this in. Maybe what I could do is say, I don't know, pick a corner or something. Maybe that spot right there, and dig straight down and do it here. Pick a spot, place a trap door so it'll open and close over the thing. Drop a little bit of water down, dig straight down. 8 blocks into a... Hey, I found a cave. That's pretty cool. All the way down to the bottom of the thing. Once you reach it, place soul sand, then place kelp, going all the way back up to the top, especially if you've already got that water source in there. Jump back into your chunk loader, sail all the way down to the bottom, break the kelp, give it a second, and you'll be sent up to the top. And last but not least, to activate the loader, go ahead and move over to the side of this thing. Kind of forgot to first check and make sure this thing is actually inside of the chunk that I care about, which luckily enough it is. So make sure you actually check that one first, but throw the ender pearl inside of it, back out of the way, and floating ender pearl. Now I've got this chunk loaded forever inside of my world, which means amethyst. It's always going to be growing inside of this thing. So I can now harvest all of this amethyst to walk far, far away from the amethyst geode. When I come back, it'll be ready to go again. It's quite beautiful. Ooh, now I could harvest amethyst all day long. I really could. It's literally music to my ears, but there is one final thing on the menu for the update. One last thing that I'd like to check out for our update episode today. Hey, I wonder if this is a terrible idea, but I could totally ender pearl all the way across the canyon and not land on the side of it, right? Oh, hey, yeah, definitely right. The bundles of bravery update. The bundle part, obviously, we've talked all about that in the beginning. The bravery part, well, for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, that's gonna be hardcore mode. On the other hand, for Minecraft Java, the bravery. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this is the point that maybe the promoters, the marketing team, whatever, I think this is the point that they might have forgotten about it. Villager, villager, villager. One of you needs to get in the boat. That's gotta be close enough, right, man? Like, all I need is, all I need is one of you beautiful friends. You coming with me. Villager, villager, villager. We will need to transport you. You're gonna have to be patient with me, buddy, but we're gonna move you all the way across the base. I want to try and do this carefully here. Ideally, the less that I have to get the villager out of the boat, the better, because I have so many workstations, and I just don't want to deal with it. I do know of this new little trick, though, that we can do. We can put a lead on a boat, and I should be able to, pull you a whole lot quicker. In fact, this might almost be a little too quick for my liking. I could pull you and rocket you across the base, couldn't I, buddy? And it's actually, like, so much easier, and I could just drag it kind of like bob and weave, and make sure you're not getting caught in any blocks, pull you, like, diagonally through areas that I wouldn't have necessarily been able to do before. Now I've got a target for you. That target is going to be dead clear across the rest of the base. That means I'm going to need to walk you over to this staircase, maybe jump in a boat. I don't think I can sail up the staircase, right? No, it's too much. And now I hit one of the hard spots. So I'm trusting you. You get out of the boat. Please walk up something that is like, yes, you're so smart. Then all I need to do is get in the boat. Oh, that's beautiful. I get in the boat with you and we'll sail clean through a leaf, apparently. Okay. And then we've almost made it. You're so close to where I'm moving you to today. Hopefully, I was thinking what I'll be able to do is just use this composter. It's gone. I broke it. Give up your old life. Please don't go back. Yeah. Okay, so I think it maybe automatically reclaimed it. Did you? Are you that smart, dude? I don't know if it actually did it or what, but that was genius. Now, look, man, we're so close. I need you to cooperate. All I need you to do is jump up a mere measly 2 blocks in the other direction. A measly... No, you're going back. Okay, great. Wonderful. Oh, never mind. You changed your mind. You got a new vision, a vision for the future. You're gonna run over here to this composter. Oh, that's a weird pick. Niche, but valid. Gosh, I wish I could just drag you by a rope, huh? Now, listen. With him being so close, I might be able to workstation chain here. If you walk back over here, I pull this out. Please, no. You want that one? Come on, man. What do you want that one for? Open a fence, take this one. Go to the other composter, please. Dude, no, not into the house. No, we don't go there anymore. No, dude. Dude, get out of my private suite. What are you doing? All right, you know what? Fine. Maybe this is to my advantage. I will sail you clean through the kitchen. We'll break you through my beautiful wall. Whatever. Lead you down home road, main central path. You forgot about your job. Maybe you want to take that job, eh? No, of course not. Of course not. You want to go back to the house. Okay. You side-eye staring, big nose having, weird looking fool, dude. I'm sick of you. I've had enough of it. I'm gonna be fully honest, I'm tired of you. I'm not messing around anymore, buddy. You're gonna go ahead and just walk clean up this staircase right here. I don't care. I just don't care. You're gonna walk up the staircase and stand inside of the house, dude. Will you live here forever with Mapples? I'm not too sure about it. Oh, maybe you will. Who knows? Romantic partner. Ooh. No matter what, for now though, home sweet home, you're there. Bright and early the next morning, showtime. It's go time. First things first, paper. We're gonna need a bunch of it. We'll take a little bit of this paper and fuse it with a brand new workstation that's not so new. Now I'm gonna think about this. Where do we put the cartography table? The second one of the day? I guess we'll like put it right there. That's kind of a fine placement. And then you, right here, you've claimed the job. Now all we need to do is speed run our way up to a trial chamber. What I would like to hopefully do, please have the map. What I want to do here is locate a trial chamber and see how close it is to our base over here. Whether we have to go and find it today, debatable. We'll find out. This cartographer, our original one, unfortunately, it's got the 2 other maps, or fortunately, but we birthed you before the trial chamber map thing was a thing. So you... Oh, no, you don't have it. Oh, no, 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 you don't have it. Oh, no. And that's a story for another time. The brand new, the newest Minecraft update. The gigantic upgrade to every single farm inside of your world with the help of a chunk loader. And heck, even brand new things to trial inside of the chambers. You know, I've got it. This is how it's done. We add another bed. You get a little bit of food. You get a little bit of food. You will now make me a baby villager, and that baby villager will replace your sorry self when it's large, proud, and grown. Tap that like button for more patrons. You get early access to the guide episodes. Not gonna lie, I've been thinking about maybe channel members getting early access to guide episodes. I'll figure it out soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been me, Waddles, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.